Round 3 with Big Yi, and we're on the play. Yeah, sure, we'll keep. It's not very exciting, but because it's not a turn 2 Yisan, but it's a turn 3 Yisan, which is okay. Turn 2, we can play Kyora's Follower. Seems okay. It's not the best. Playing these gain lands is a bit awkward, obviously. But otherwise, our mana base is a bit sketchy. I'm wondering if this could be a free color deck, and like a more of a toolkit kind of a deck. There's so many things we could add by adding red, for example, I think, and like for example, searching for a Savage Knuckle Blade with Yisan seems pretty good. I have no idea what our opponent's taking. Probably the Yisan or an Arbor Colossus, because it's just so good at blocking Wingmate Rocks, and it seems like our opponent is playing a deck that could be playing Wingmate Rocks. Yeah, I don't know what I would take. Either a Yisan or an Arbor Colossus. Yeah, so it was Yisan. Which means it's probably opponent is light on removal. Because if they had removal, they probably would have taken Arbor Colossus. Although, but yeah, it's just hard to say. Hard to say. Okay, so we can double Mystic next turn if nothing else, or we could even play an Nylea. And Nylea is pretty good against things like Sylvan Karatid once we get a big enough dude on board. And there we go. We can play a Mystic and a Follower, and that kind of gives us really good mana here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to untap. Or we could play, yeah, we'll play another Follower. I think that seems fine. And next turn, if you want to, we can actually attack past the Sylvan Karatid. Here I feel like we're getting a Siege Rhino in our face. Siege Nocerus. And if they have removal, we're pretty much done for. It would be really hard to play around this. Yeah, I see Drino's coming. No, sorry, okay. That's kind of bizarre. I guess he's gonna make a 2/2? Yep. Soren's just dead then, isn't he? We're going to Temple of Mystery. So let's scry and see what we get next turn. Information doesn't hurt. It's a Yamamike Host. I don't think we even want it. We're going to bottom that. We're going to get rid of this Soren because there's no reason for it to stick around. It's just like a 1-for-1 trade. He gets a Kyora's Follower, and we get a Soren. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Attack Soren, attack our friend here. And attack Soren, and then whatever he blocks, Soren dies. Yep, seems fine. Sure, Kyora's Follower for Soren is a trade I am willing to take. He's trying to decide whether he wants the 2/2 flyer or not. Okay. Sure. Possibly should have not attacked with the Mystic, maybe. That was a much better block for him, and actually, that was a misplay on my part. But it's okay. Like if we actually if we monstrous Arbor Colossus, then that's that flyer gone anyway. So we'll just pass the turn and counter blessings. Our opponent doesn't seem to be doing very well. Read the bones. Oof, rough. Rough, rough, rough. Might be that he has a murderous cut because he kept a black open. Oh, drew a land as well. Attacking. That's okay. I'm okay with that happening. Oh, another Arbor Colossus. Okay. So, do we just play an Arbor Colossus and attack for 2? We could play Nylea. But I feel like we want to put the pressure on, so let's attack with one guy. See if he lives. Does live, okay. Green, 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 blue, untap, blue. Arbor Colossus. I'm just gonna have 6 here because if he has removal, he has removal. There's nothing we can do about that. I think we're racing things just fine. Even if he plays a Wingmate Rock, I feel like we're in a really good position because we could just monstrous Arbor Colossus. He's not playing a Wingmate Rock. Well, that's good for us. It's good to know. This time he kept a blocker up. And here we have options. I feel like he's intending to block with the vampire. So, I'm not necessarily liking these draws we're getting. We could Genesis Hydra for 4. What can we get? We can get a Bladukas, possibly. Nothing else excites me a lot. So I think we're just playing an Arbor Colossus here. And I don't want to attack this time because I feel like he's just going to block. And next turn we can just monstrous Arbor Colossus. So that's what we're going to do. Nope, no attacking. No point in attacking. A Courser? Of course a Courser. Opponent plays land, so he has enough for another hero's downfall if he wants to. So that's kind of bad. Because that's what he might do. No, he just plays it main. Oh, why do it main phase? It's much better for you if you do it on my turn. That's so bizarre. Okay. Here's Big P coming in. So we're probably just gonna play Bladukas. Yeah, now he has to deal with Bladukas. Because again, we can monsters it, shoot the vampire, or if opponent plays removal on his main phase again, then, well, here's that third hero's downfall. So we know Bladukas is not going to live for long. Such a bizarre game so far. Abzan Charm. Okay. Well, opponent's doing well so far. Genesis Hydra. Okay, let's just play Genesis Hydra here. There's no reason to do anything else. We're getting slowly behind. Our opponent has all the removal in the world. So we can Genesis Hydra for 4. Oop. X is currently 4. And if we hit anything, that's already pretty good. There's Bladukas. Let's get Big P out into the yard. Another 4/4. And now we're cooking with gas. Even if he removes one of them. I mean, there's only so much removal he can have. Is it for real? 4-free, 7-free. That was a really good Genesis Hydra. That was a really, really good Genesis Hydra. We can even play Nylea, but you know... Yeah, Nylea's still pretty good, because it forces him... Like, even if he has removal, he still takes a bunch. He can double block with Vampire and Courser, and then he'll gain some value there. Siege Rhino. Okay, I'm not that bothered by the Siege Rhino. And he has just enough mana for a Hero's Downfall. It's still on top of his library for some reason. Oh yeah, okay, he's getting a 4th one. Let's see what's on top of ours. A Reclamation Sage. What does that get? That kills a Corso. Let's leave that on top. It doesn't kill the thing that I'm most concerned about, which is really rather frustrating. Did we get Nylea here? No, because he gets another... No, we just need more Devotion, and then next turn we can get Nylea. And that might actually just seal the deal. Oh, no, let's not actually do that. That seems awkward. Let's tap green. Green, untap, untap, green, green. Another Genesis Hydra. And we can hit that Reclamation Sage if we want to. We can leave our friends behind. Genesis Hydra, Reclamation Sage, or Yisan. I feel like it's the Reclamation Sage that's coming in. Yisan's pretty good, but it'll take so slow to build up. So let's just get rid of his... Yep. Courser. And we have another Genesis Hydra. So we can't attack this turn, annoyingly, but... And he gets another Hero's Downfall. He had 3 Hero's Downfalls and he's drawing the 4th one. It's just so infuriating. Elspeth, that's a good one. Elspeth is pretty good. And we draw a Yisan. Okay, so we want to play this Nylea. So we have Tramps. What happens if we send everything at Elspeth? He probably doesn't block. He probably just gives up Elspeth, and on the crackback he deals 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty horrific. But we still have an Nylea to block. So, okay, what happens if he blocks one of these? Siege Rhino still lives. We can't pump it in any way, sadly, because we only have 3 mana and it costs us 4 mana to pump, which is a really frustrating bit. Yeah, I don't think I can kill Elspeth here. Maybe I just go at him. So what happens if I go at him? I feel like we're playing a losing battle here. No matter what we play, it's not going to end well. Yisan's going to be too slow to deal with this board. Not good. Yeah. We still have two Pelucranuses somewhere. Somewhere. They would be pretty good. Yeah, I just felt like our opponent always had the relevant removal whenever he needed it. Maybe we just attack next turn and then... I feel like it's more profitable to attack next turn. I don't feel like we're going to win anything here. If we attack this turn, yeah, he's going to get an extra 3 tokens, but he's going to get them anyway. I can't kill Elspeth this turn. So I'm going to Yisan. And not attack. I don't feel like he has any way to deal with Nylea. He would have to have end hostilities, which admittedly would be still pretty good for him if he has one main deck, but he only has one card. And yeah. Next turn attacking seems a lot better. Everything has tramps. And I can pump something if I need to. I think that's a lot more profitable. Sure, I'll block. That was bizarre. What just happened? Why did my 2 Genesis Hydras go to the bin? I don't understand. What just happened? Oh, right. He minus Elspeth. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, no, what happened? Yeah. Let's attack with everything. Maybe not the Elvish Mystic, because there's no point. But everything else should go at him. Kills Yisan. Still have devotion. Let's see how he blocks. Maybe I should have attacked Elspeth here. At least I could guarantee that it would kill Elspeth. Okay. So we traded 1 Kyros follower for a vampire. What do we pump here? Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I should have attacked with the Elvish Mystic as well. But we definitely pumped something. I don't think it matters. Maybe let's just pump this guy, because I care less about 2 tokens than I care about the flyer. So yeah, let's pump this guy, and if he has some sort of removal, he'll probably be more inclined to remove. this one. Maybe that trade was too and he has a courser now. That's really bad for us. And he has another courser coming. Well, let's hope we draw Pikachu. Nope, that's just a Yamamaya Coast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, I think that attack was bad, actually. Thinking about it, I might have mucked it up. I think one Pelucanos would still solve the game for us. But there's no reason to trade here now. Let's just... Do we attack? Attacking just seems really, really bad. Because we just trade a guy. No, we need the devotion, so yeah. Doom Blast? Yep, that's GG's. GG's. Maybe we should have killed Elspeth. Yeah, I think attacking Elspeth would have been a lot better. Because he now has 6 tokens that he shouldn't have. No, I think it's just too slow, and he plays Doom Blast, which means it's game over for us. Okay, that was bad. Misplayed on my part. Still, I don't think I could have won there, but... Clever impersonators come in. Negates come in. Disdainful Strokes come in. I think this Court of Calling comes out. Hornet Queen comes in. Yisan just has to come out here because he's just actively being bad. Actively being bad. And Elia's Disciple can go out as well. And I think this is fine. Yep. Yeah, that attack was really bad, and I don't think we should have attacked that way. But overall, I think our opponent had some really good draws in terms of like, well, here's all the answers. Yeah, I think we'll keep this hand. Disdainful Stroke's really good against him, and we can play Kiyora's Follower on turn 2. Seems fine. We start in 21. Ooh, no turn 1 Thoughtseize, okay. And we go back to 20. And next turn we can Courser. Well, of course we can Courser. Yeah, let's, no, I'm always doing this wrong. Okay. Courser, land. That's how we do it. Do we want the Nixos? Hell yeah. Always yes. Put on top of our library. Minimize our library, and always yes. The library's so oppressive. It's just like all in my face going, I'm your library. Bow before me. It probably doesn't say that, but it doesn't matter. Uh-huh. That was a misplay. Why did I play that now? That was stupid. Yeah, still Courser here, I feel. The next turn we can Genesis Hydra. Ugh, Elvish Mystic. Really? I suppose it's kind of free next turn, but because we have Mythos, I'm still not very excited by the Mystic. What's going on? Come on, play a Courser of your own. That would be so good. It would be so good. It would be exactly what I want. Nope, just a read the bones. Reading them bones. Very controlly version of Abzan mid-range. I kind of like it. Has all the card draw. Okay. Okay. Do we want to play this Genesis Hydra now? So how much can we play it for? 1, 2, 3, 4 for free? Oh no, for more. Okay, so Elvish Mystic. Put it into play. So our devotion is 4. We tap this. We get 4. We tap it again. We take 2 up. We have 6. So we can Genesis Hydra for 4. That seems pretty reasonable. Let's do that. And now we untap it. Tap it for more green. And we Genesis Hydra. If we're playing into an end hostilities, it's really bad. But we can get a Courser or a Clever Impersonator? That's the question. And then there's Pikachu on top. Click OK to continue. Yeah. I mean, there's no difference really. Like, Clever Impersonator just makes a copy of Courser. Of course it does. I'm wondering if there's any like if he somehow bounces it to our hand, but he plays nothing to bounce it into our hands. But what would we like to draw more? We'd like to draw more the Clever Impersonator, although there's no way we can shuffle our deck. Oh, there is. Yisan shuffles our deck. Well, let's just take the Courser. Oh no, the deck is shuffled afterwards. Okay. So we're not drawing a Pelucranos anymore, we're just drawing an Elvish Mystic. Right, so now he has to have end hostilities, and he doesn't, which means we are going to get in for quite a bit, which is really nice. And we can keep up the Staple Stroke. Oh, so good. Just tasty all around. Obviously, it's kind of good for him if he has a Rhinoceros. Yeah, Rhinoceros is pretty good. There's not much we can do about it as well, which is the upsetting part. There's a Courser on top. Oh, of course there is. Well, can we somehow... So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can. So, we tap. One, 2. Add green. We have 8 green. And we can add a Hornet Queen. Get all the Hornet Queen things. And an Elvish Mystic just for lols. And we have a Disdainful Stroke up. And that's a lot of gum on board. That's all the gum we could find in the yard. We could make a lot of mana again if we really wanted to. There's nothing to do with it though. So, okay, so if we attack this turn with Follower, Courser, Genesis, Courser, we deal 6. He blocks the 4. We lose the Genesis Hydra. And then next turn we can deal 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Which seems like lethal. So I'm actually going to attack. Yep. That's fine. Now he really has to have something. And End Hostility is not going to do it. Doom Blast is not going to do it. He can't cast that. Elspeth's not going to do it. There's a lot of things that are just not going to do it. Even another blocker won't do it. Soren's not going to do it. Alright. We win. It's pretty sweet. Ah, we did it. We did it. Yep. And that's all, folks. That's all we wrote. That's our deck. Oh no, wait. We only won one game. What am I even talking about? I was like, yeah, we won. No, it's just 1-all. I thought this was game 3. Oh, I wish this were game 3. We have to play another game? No, what am I complaining about? It's fun. We don't get to Yisan in this game, though, because it's just too bad against this matchup. Well, it's not very exciting, but we'll have to keep. This hand is much worse than the one we had before. Ugh, we drew another land. At least it's the good one. Next turn we get to fix our draws. We can't draw a Yisan. We boarded him out. We drew the free drop, but we're not going to play it now because that seems like bad value. Another Temple of Mystery. Let's bottom that. And let's attack you for 1. Slow start. No, that's Pikachu. He's probably just gonna die. But we need to start. Well, do we just play Nylea? And then next turn we won't have enough devotion. No, yeah, let's play Pelucanos. Forces him to have removal, which he probably does. That Disdainful Stroke was so good at the end of the game. Read the bones, alright, we get to go in for 6. That's pretty sweet, right? He puts the card on top and puts the card on top. Draws a land. So he needed lands. Okay. What are we playing here? I feel like we're just playing Nylea here. So that means we're probably going in for only for 5, and if it's down to 1 damage, then so be it. But I feel like we're curving out better this way because I want to play the tap land this turn. Yep, let's gain that and I wonder if Nylea is just good enough for this matchup. I was never very impressed with her. She always seemed like her abilities were pretty weak. Like, pay 4 mana to give someone +2/+2. And the trample is the good thing, obviously, but a 4 mana enchantment that says creatures you control have trample is weak. It's really weak. Obviously, she lends herself really well to devotion, which is... green is probably the best color to get devotion. Ah, bye-bye, Hornet Queen. Shame. So he probably got Thoughtseize and a Hero's Downfall, which is awkward. Whoa! Okay, he doesn't have removal, because there's no way he would have taken that Genesis Hydra. And hostilities on top. Okay, so next turn he can hostilate. Which makes my attack really redundant. So I could play Reclamation Sage and get in a lot of damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to do that? But then I lose Reclamation Sage. I feel like the Reclamation Sage not doing anything. And if we at least get him down to 5, then that's good, right? That's good. Because I can't get past the Corsa otherwise and all my creatures die in vain. Yeah, I feel like we're forcing him to spend end hostilities now as well. So let's target that thing. Okay. Yes. Yeah. And we get in with Nylea. Oh, do we win? No, we're one short. Oh. No, we do win. I'm really bad at counting devotion. That is 5. I didn't think we would activate Nylea here. Alright. 1 with a misplay. That's fine. That counts as well, right? Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.